The headlines hit like a seismic shock. A new study from the Yale Budget Lab reveals Canada will suffer the heaviest economic blow from President Trump's tariff surge. Business Insider highlights a projected long-term GDP drop of 2.1%, and that stark figure still doesn't reflect an even more aggressive 35% tariff set to kick in on August 1st. Wikipedia +12 Business Insider +12 AXIOS +12. Picture a hushed room deep within Ottawa's trade ministry. Analysts pore over spreadsheets, projecting lost billions, while economists debate worst-case scenarios. That 2.1% contraction isn't just a number, it represents sinking output, shrinking household incomes, and mounting pressure on every corner of society. Canada exports roughly 75% of its goods to the U.S. steel, autos, energy, agricultural products, meaning this hit reaches into plants, farms, and living rooms across the country. From coast to coast, the data reverberates. In Alberta, potash and energy producers already charged up at a baseline 10% tariff, face cascading costs. In Quebec and Ontario, auto manufacturers bristle at yesterday's 25% tariff, now watching a 35% spike loom. British Columbia's lumber sector braces for global ripple effects that could slash profit margins. Everywhere, uncertainty chills investment decisions, CEOs postpone expansions, and entrepreneurs delay hiring. The economy starts to feel brittle. On Bay Street in Toronto and St. James Street in Montreal, traders and analysts recalibrate their models. The growing consensus: Canada is bearing the brunt of this trade war. Other countries won't be spared. But our economy is taking the hardest single-hit. Business Insider. Amid this tension, Canadian politicians seize the report. Prime Minister Mark Carney tweets that Canada is building strong and doubling down on trade diversification. He underscores efforts to deepen relationships in Europe and Asia, seeking lifelines outside traditional North American circuits. Business Insider. But in Parliament and town halls, rhetoric grows heated. Opposition MPs demand clarity. How will Ottawa cushion workers, farms, and families from the fallout? Meanwhile, ordinary Canadians feel the ripple effects. A family in Halifax opens their monthly grocery bill, prices inching higher as supply chains and tariffs filter through markets. A farmer in Saskatchewan watches the price of grain dip as export costs climb. A laid-off auto sector worker in Windsor faces the grim reality of a jobless horizon. The abstract becomes visceral. Trade policy isn't just charts and numbers, it's lived experience. Internationally, the report raises eyebrows. The U.S. isn't immune. Its economy faces a more modest 0.4% GDP contraction, likely felt most by households where income streams tighten and grocery costs rise. CT Insider +7 Business Insider +7 Facebook +7 In China, the effect is smaller yet still felt. Across Europe and other U.S. trade partners, alarms sound at the risk of global slowdown. In boardrooms and media interviews, experts dig deeper into the numbers. They highlight a troubling pattern. Tariffs act like stealth tactics in nature, hitting lower-income Canadians hardest. Without compensation, the damage misshapes household budgets. In response, Ottawa races to structure relief, production tax credits, tariff offset grants, and agreements to diversify export routes. Nothing's off the table. As the August 1st deadline nears, negotiations continue, but trust phrase. Trump's rhetoric blows hot and cold, layering in accusations that Canada retaliated first, even suggesting annexation of Canada into the U.S. Business Insider. Ottawa counters firmly, citing legal action at the WTO and demands compliance with USMCA provisions. But beyond diplomacy and trade law, questions linger. Will Canada pivot to new markets fast enough? Can critical industries like autos and energy absorb the shock while not offshoring jobs? Will consumer prices climb beyond political tolerance? For now, the nation holds its breath. The Yale report is more than a warning, it's a forecast of lost growth, constrained spending, and policy urgency. Its findings fuel Canada's scramble for answers as leaders, businesses, and citizens brace for a reality where no one escapes unscathed.